Your Majesties, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for always returning. Trust to you and yours are well, and you're loving yourself and others like always. Many thanks to all of you for the support you give to the channel. Thank you so much to our channel members, to our anonymous supporters, to all of you, my esteemed subscribers. You're loved, celebrated, and appreciated. So today, I want us to look at the differences, all right, between religion and spirituality, religion versus spirituality. Now, when you talk about religion, what comes to mind is, oh, that's the right thing because in this age and time, when some people want to use religion as a yardstick to sometimes giving jobs, opportunities to some other things about life. So they always have to ask you, what religion do you practice? And when you tell them you don't practice any of the religions, they'll be like, you do not believe in God, you're an atheist. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You don't, oh my, oh my, oh my. Because someone doesn't practice Christianity or Islam doesn't make that person an atheist. So, I keep saying this here, right? That spirituality means being animated by the supreme being, by the all-powerful, by the creator, by that creative force. That is spirituality. Because when you are an enlightened person, I'm not talking about the worldly enlightenment of some degrees, some PhDs and masters or whatever. I'm talking about the spiritual enlightenment, right? So I have 7 differences here between religion and spirituality that we're going to brush through. All right, Your Majesty, I just hope you're still watching up until this time. Now, religion versus spirituality. Number 1, religion encourages you to worship God, encourages you to worship a God. But spirituality encourages oneness with God. It encourages you and lets you know that you and God are one. You and God are not separate beings. And that's why that part of the Bible tells you that they said, let us make man in our image and likeness. So if you are created in the image and likeness, that means you are created as the being that creates you. So you and that being that creates you are one. You are not different. But religion demotes you. Religion wants to suppress you. Religion wants to tell you that you are lower. You can't do anything. You are not powerful. So you have to seek for that God. You have to worship. That worship gene is very, very emphasized in religion. But in spirituality, it tells you you and God are one. So you have to just commune with God. Let God know. As you're communing with yourself, you're communing with God because you and God are one. Number 2, religion tells you that God is outside of you, and spirituality informs you. Spirituality tells you that God is within you, just like the first one. All right? Oh, God is outside of you. You have to go seek God. You have to go to a mountain to go worship a God. I keep saying this. The God you see in the Bible is not the God that created the universe. Whether you take it or leave it. And that's why you need a strategic place. You need a strategic place to go and worship. If you don't go to those places, you are not worshiping. If you don't go to those places, you cannot commune with a divinity. The mindset of the one who created, the one who wants us to worship him in place of the creator of the universe. Your Majesties. So, that is it. It tells you that God is outside of you. Religion tells you that God is outside of you and you are nothing close to God. But spirituality informs you, lets you know that God is within you and you are closer to God than you ever imagined. And that's what I keep hammering here. You don't need to run helter-skelter looking for miracles. You don't need to go up and down. For people who already are enlightened, are using their own enlightenment for evil to tap into your energy. Do you know that there are people that look at you and already know the gift you have, but they know already that you are not aware of what you have. They lure you in and take out your abilities and throw you out empty. Instead of you to excel, instead of you to improve, you discover that you're being destroyed by day. You look at yourself, you're worthless because someone has taken out that thing that is in you that you never knew of. This is what religion does to us. It do not want to make you see yourself as God is in you, so you are a holy person. But the same Bible tells you that you are the temple where God dwells. So if God dwells in a place, that means God is in that place and God is one. And that's also the Bible itself is very confused, a very confused book. They tell you are the temple, and then they tell you to go and worship in a building called the temple. You see? If you got that yourself, Your Majesties. Number 3, religion separates people who have different beliefs. Religion separates people who have different beliefs, but spirituality unites people regardless of their beliefs, and that is it. So, in religion, when your belief is not same as mine, I'm in another denomination, automatically, as far as your belief, your way of communicating with the divinity is not the same as mine, you are in your own denomination, I'm in my own denomination, then I will tell you my own is the original one. My own is the authentic. Your own, you're wasting your time. You will not go close to God. Sharp, sharp. My own, appian way, pew, you are with God. The differences is clear, like it creates differences, it separates people. But spirituality unites people regardless of their beliefs. So you can have a belief, I can have my belief, but I commune with the divinity in my own way, the way I understand best. And the Bible tells you, I'm mentioning the Bible because a lot of you, your life is already interwoven with the Bible. So I'm mentioning the Bible so that you understand best, right? The same Bible says that since our faces and our appearances are different, so our thoughts and minds are different. So we might be different people, but we can commune the way we can because we were not created the same. We are created with our differences, and that's why there's no way I can commune with the divinity the way you want me to. It's not possible. And that's why I tell you that this organized religion are cults. Alright? We practice it, we're into these things. It's a cult. Why is it a cult? Because someone comes in with a belief and force you to practice those beliefs and practices. As you are practicing those things, you are giving your energy and vibration to the one who created those beliefs. You're making that person powerful and you're becoming the lower version of yourself. And that's why you become like sheep. Every Sunday or any day speculated for whatever it is, you see everybody will be moving like sheep to that particular angle. You'll be moving like sheep to that particular angle. And the one who controls this thing is there, drawing from your consciousness, tapping your energy, becoming great and achieving everything. And why you were there. Number 4. Religion teaches people to be afraid of hell, but spirituality teaches people to create heaven on earth. This is it. If you don't do what I have written in this book, you are going to die, you are going to go to hell. Same with all the religions, all the Abrahamic religion is the same. You have to follow these rules, if not you go to hell. So, religion teaches people to be afraid of hell. So the fear of hell is the beginning of wisdom, it's not the fear of a god. The fear of hellfire is the beginning of wisdom. For people. So people tell you they are enlightened, they have wisdom because they don't want to go to hell. It's the fear of hell that is making them to have that wisdom. So that fear is not the fear of God though, it's the fear of hell. The fear of hell. So since I tell you if you do this you go to hell, you begin to fear going to hell. Now you will not do that thing. You will not have your own thoughts. You will not give your own opinion, because if you give your opinion, you go to hell. So for the fear of hell, people begin to follow things that are written down so that they don't go to hell. But spirituality teaches you to create heaven on earth, and that's why they tell you, you have to be in the present. Walk with it. Tomorrow you don't know. Yesterday has come and gone. What are you doing in the moment to make life better for yourself and those around you? This is spirituality. Not being selfish, but be selfless. So, number 5 says, religion is based on fear and restriction. Spirituality is based on love and freedom. And that is it. Religion is based on fear and restriction. And that is the fact. All the religion, those who followers of this religion, they do these things in fear. And then they tell you it's a holy fear. You are a God because God resides in you. So what are you scared of? Why should you be afraid? Why should you be afraid? I don't understand. And then you can be restricted. If you don't practice this, you are not part of us again. If you don't do that, you are not part of us again. But spirituality is based on love and freedom. When you are free that way, you can ascend. You rediscover yourself and reach the peak. And that's your ascension. And when you are ascended, you are above. You're above every other thing. So you don't care about the pleasures of life, the world anymore. You are living in a 5D reality. That's your ascension. When your third eye opens finally. And that is a time that, at the process of this ascension, is a critical moment, because the evil one can decide to manipulate you and begin to use you onward. And that's why we have a lot of evil and good fighting this our time. Not just our time, it has been something that has been existing. And that's why whatever you do, you have to be watchful, you have to be careful, because there are forces, there are energies that are not pure, that are roaming about to see where to dwell in. So number 6 says, religion feels like being a single drop in the ocean. Spirituality feels like being the entire ocean in a single drop. Oh my. Religion feels like being a single drop in the ocean, whereas spirituality feels like being the entire ocean in a single drop. Just imagine that. Religion is based on others' experience. Religion is based on others' experience, while spirituality is based on personal experience. Religion is based on other people's experience. Yes, of course, because the Abrahamic religion is based on the experiences of Abraham. That's the truth, because Abraham never practiced any religion. It was a way of life and spirituality for him. So this 3 religion that is connected to Abraham or traced to Abraham is based on Abraham's experiences with his creator. But spirituality is based on your personal experience, one-on-one experience. So let's say I use Paul. When you are enlightened, you are a spiritual person. Of course, you know what is around you. You can easily detect whether there is a false spirit at the environment where you are. I keep saying this, that when you are in a room, you are not alone. When you are 2 in a room, you are 4. When you are alone, you are 2. Now, how do you get to feel that there are other beings, or there is another being with you where you are, and to know whether this being is of your good or is against you? Now, I'm going to leave you with some story of my life. I knew from the beginning, from when I started having reasoning as a human being, I know myself that I am Abigail. I already knew that there is something about me that is different. Now, I grew up in a very religious home, and my parents had to be people that, oh, you have to always go to church, and that was how we grew up, and that was how my life evolved. And I discovered that there was something different about me, to the point that sometimes my mom would be in awe, and she asked me, there was a time she sat down, she was looking at me, she looked at me, and then she asked me, am I the one that gave birth to you? Just imagine when a mother asks a child such question. So there were instances, there were situations that people began to notice something different about me. And already, my dad already believes that I am the reincarnation of his father. That's another story for another time. Maybe as if I've said that here before. So personally, there are times that there are things that happen to me. I'm like, why are these things happening? Am I okay? Am I normal? So I met someone. I'm saying this because if you are spiritual and you're connected to the divinity, and you listen to your body, you listen to the spirit, to your spirit, you get to know when evil is around you or when good is around you. Now, there was a man I met, and the environment, the air around the environment changed. It wasn't normal. And I knew that this person is not just a flesh and blood. There's something behind this person. Now, it happened that this man was a messenger sent to me. Till today, I have never seen the man before. It was that day I saw him, and I never saw him again. And when you look at this man, he doesn't look like someone you should give audience to. This man looked like a mad person. He wasn't putting any shoe or any slippers on. He came to me barefooted. Like, I heard my name and I turned back, and lo and behold, I saw a human being coming towards me. But he looks like someone who is off, like that's the upstairs is not working. He looks so tattered, he looks so unkempt, and he wasn't putting on a slipper. And the first thought that came to me was, Abigail, run. That was the first thing that came to me. But it's like, I want to run. You know that kind of a thing where you want to move and it's like sometimes somebody's holding your leg, you cannot move. I want to run. The me immediately want to run away, but something was holding me back. With the authority and the calmness that this man called me, it was like he knew me before. And when he came to me, there are things he told me which I wouldn't want to say here. He told me a lot of things. And one of the things he told me, the major thing he told me was not to go to the convent because the convent was dead. As at that time when I saw him say the convent was dead, and look at me, I went to the convent, came back, when I came back, look at me here today. So I was already told not to go and I went. Why? Because I didn't get the good direction. I was told after my encounter, I had to go to some people I felt were spiritual people and they misled me. I am not saying they did wrong, but these were people that at that point I might just be more than them spiritual, but because they were older than me and they've been in this life before, I felt like, and they're in the line of so-called spirituality, I felt like, let me ask for their guidance, and they told me it's the devil. So I worked with it all my life, all those times that I was going through all these things, I felt like it was the devil that I met. So this is what we are saying. Anyway, I want to drop that. But what I'm saying is, I felt it that this man is not just a man. He was beyond human. And he told me that there are angels around me, there are beings around me that are protecting me, and that if I commit evil, those beings will run away. Like, this is me, oh. It's happened to me, oh. It's not a story. It's my life, right, that I'm sharing here. To the point that around that time, my mom was worried. There are things that happened and she was worried, and she took me to a prayer house somewhere, and the woman came and stood outside. So when we came, we saw her out and she was like, so we were the ones coming and all the beings on the road were running away. They were giving us space to pass. So she said, let her come out and see this mighty person that is coming. And lo and behold, she saw only me and my mom. This woman insisted that I should stay with her in that's her prayer ministry and pray for people, and I refused that. I was not going to do that. So it's been a long time coming. I know my type when I see my type. All right, majesties. I know that I have a connection that dates very far away, far away, and I feel it. I feel that connection, and that is it. And that's why things that might be normal to normal people will not be normal to us. So when you have people like us around you, something you think is okay to us might not be okay, and there is a reason why it might not be okay, because sometimes we feel it. We feel it. And we see beyond. It's not our doing, it's not our making, it's just because of the line that we are coming from. And we have people like us, but not as much. We are few. And we are on this journey of awakening other people. So when you have people like us, you have to treat us better.